Hey guys, this is my first time ever going live. So just bear with me while I set up. If you guys can leave a comment, I have literally never done this before, but I thought, you know what? Why not fit something else in today? So I'm just gonna set up what I need to work on today. I've actually got my watercolors here, and maybe you can just craft along with me while I take care of business. So I've got a friend of mine who asked me if I could do a series of place cards for a wedding shower that she's doing. So I'm not a professional calligrapher, but I am a pretty crafty girl. And let's see, can you see my hands? Is this working? I am... Oh, there we are. Okay. So there is like a little bit of a delay and the orientation is all wrong. So let me try to fix the orientation. Like I said, I have never done this before. So I'm just gonna have to move a few things around on my desk to set this up so the orientation is correct. There's gonna be a wobble. I gotta move a lot of things. Oh. I'm Wendy. If you don't know me from Instagram, Willa Wanders, then you can check me out on Instagram at some point so you can see the kinds of arts and crafts that I create. Let's see. Okay, is this better? Is this better? Well, it's going to be at a weird angle for today because I don't want to keep you guys waiting. But all right, so I've got these place cards and she got them on Amazon. They're gorgeous. They're like watercolor paper with a decal edge. So each one is individually made. That's how you get that natural decal edge. I have no idea how much she paid for these, but let's see. She came over last night with her list of names and she's going to punch a hole on the left-hand side and put in like a beautiful silk ribbon, which she also picked up on Amazon. And the trick to doing this is I pencil in my names first. Now, if I was like a real calligrapher, I wouldn't need to do this, but I need to, can you see that? I need to lightly pencil in what I'm doing first. Because of spacing and because I'm not a real calligrapher and I don't do this every day. I just do this for fun and entertainment. Let me get my water. I'm a little bit nervous because, like I said, I've never done this before. And in fact, if I were a normal person, I would have set this whole thing up and gone live in a normal way, but I am very spontaneous when it comes to this stuff. So, okay, I've got one of my watercolor palettes here. I need a spray bottle. So I just kind of picked this one brown watercolor that I like. So instead of using ink, it's become popular in the last few years to do hand lettering with watercolors. So, okay, so I can see there's some comments and it would be so good if I could see those comments on here some way. So, okay. Oh, there's the comments. All right. Hi, guys. Oh my God, this is so fun. My friends are here. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. I cannot believe you guys are here. All right, so here's the deal, guys. My friend Nancy tells me a few days ago, she's like, I need place cards for this bridal shower that I'm, in charge of getting the place cards and the invitations. Can you do the calligraphy on the place cards? So I never say no to a friend because obviously who wants to say no to a friend? Now, I know the orientation is so screwed up here, but okay. So anyway, so can you see I've penciled in the person's name. If I don't like how it lays out on the card, I can always erase it. And then all I do is make up a watery mix. I'm going to move this even further. All I do is make up a watery mix of any watercolor, and I'm using a round sort of small brush. Okay, here we go. This whole thing is nuts to do this on camera without preparing, but all right, I'm using a round Princeton #2. So that's one of the key things, is just using a really small brush. And then this is why this is so much easier than it looks. So first of all, there's nothing all that deep about this lettering style here that I'm using. I mean, I have done a lot of lettering, so I've got a pretty good grasp on how to form letters. And then I'm just going over the lines really slowly and carefully, not worrying about thicks and thins. So this is a different style of hand lettering that does not concern itself with thicks and thins. Did I say that right? Thicks and thins? Oh yeah, absolutely no need to be perfect. The other thing about the pencil lines is I consider the pencil line that I do to be more like a suggestion of how I want the letter to be in the watercolor. So I can always alter it. But the main point of doing the pencil lines first is to make sure that the spacing, like from right to left, that I've got enough room for the whole name. Because I would hate to start just painting in a name and then totally run out of space. So penciling it in is like a super important part for me. But then once I've got it penciled in, I don't have to exactly follow how I've penciled that letter in. I mean, I'm mostly following it, but it's not exact. So, okay, so there you go. I have the first name in there, Jamie. And now I'm like thinking, okay, how is the second name that I wrote in there going to relate to the first name? And I don't love how it is in pencil. So here's my time to adjust. Instead of just going, well, I already penciled in the K over here. Now I'm like, that's not going to look good. So I'm actually going to start the K to the right of the J and completely ignore my pencil line, because I know that I can always go in after and erase that pencil. So you want to use a very, very light pencil, so a hard lead, so that you're not penciling in some really dark pencil lines. So I don't know if this is of any interest to anybody out there. I've never done a live on YouTube before, but it could be kind of fun and interesting to start maybe doing them once a week, just whatever I'm working on. Because I'm working on a lot of different things, as I'm sure you guys are as well. Like it's never the same thing for very long. And I just have a lot of different things going on. Coslow. Okay. Now that looks like a T, so I might have screwed this up. But I can always do another one. So one of the tricks about doing hand lettering is that you should always have a lot of extra substrate to do, like, so that you have a lot of extras, that when mistakes happen, you are not stressed out at all about not having enough envelopes or place cards or anything like that. All right, it's not that bad, except it looks like that was a mistake to have that Z cross into the L. Bummer, because other than that, I actually really like how this came out. But there, you know, there's the perfectionist in me. Does that look like Cos-Tau and not Cos-Lau? Okay, I might have to do that one over, but you know what? I like doing this, so the fact that I might have to do some of them twice should not stress me out. Okay, in about an hour and 15 minutes, I am doing a live Zoom with the Fodder Challenge group. So I've got to build in some time for me to go have lunch before that, or I might pass out. It's already been a really busy day. I've already been to my son's high school for parent-teacher conferences at 8 a.m. And then I had already today, I'm like sounding manic, I already had 2 Zoom meetings, one with Evan and then one with the people at Teachable, who I spend a lot of time working with. They're amazing. And it was actually my friends at Teachable who were like, you should just go on YouTube and be you. I never know what to do on YouTube. And then it just occurred to me, you know what? Why don't I just be me? Like, this is me. I'm here crafting. That's me. Working and crafting. Very little cooking. I used to cook a lot. I stopped cooking when I started really enjoying crafting more than anything. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. All right, so I'm going to take a second to read some of the comments. I have to put on different glasses so I can see. Yeah, spontaneous. Hi, Jean. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Carla. You guys are like all my friends. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lee. It's like the hi, Crafty Tulip. I know all you guys. I know you guys. What are you working on? What are you working on today? I can tell you that what I'm going to work on this afternoon, if I can, because I have access to it, is to begin Jack Ravi's lessons for Fodder School 4, because the lessons are dropping tonight. I started watching them yesterday. I have never seen them before. You guys know that, right? I've got, thankfully, a lot of help behind the scenes here, and I have not actually seen any of Jack Ravi's lessons until last night, and I am wildly excited about getting started. So my plan is that between the 2 Zooms today for Fodder School, that I get some administrative work done, and also that I start collecting all of the papers and the rusty bits and everything for Jack's lessons, because we are going to be bundle dyeing, and it is so delicious what he does. And I had a really super idea come to me this morning about it. I am just so excited to collect, because, you know, I have so much stuff. I have so much ephemera and stuff. And whenever I get a chance to bundle it up and like, quote unquote, use some of it and not have it sitting in a drawer, it's very exciting to me. Because I don't want all this stuff that I've collected over these years to just sit in drawers and then have somebody have to deal with it when I die. Like, I want to use the stuff. So I'm excited to use a lot of vintage ephemera and vintage photographs and just collected random stuff. Like I mentioned, I was at my son's parent-teacher conferences this morning, and as I was walking out the door, I saw that the school had these real pretty postcards that someone obviously had drawn some art for, and then they had printed, and I picked up 2 of the postcards, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put at least one of these postcards in this bundle. Oh, I just messed that up. Okay, but you know what? It is, look, I messed up that E. It's just, hopefully my friend likes that, because it's like maybe some of the E's are going to be filled in. Okay, anyway, maybe I'll do this one again. Anyway, back to the postcard and the bundle dyeing. So I picked up this really cool looking postcard, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw that into the bundle, because you just never know. That could end up looking really, really cool. All right, what do you guys think about some of these having some of their negative spaces filled in for place cards? Is that a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Do I have to do that over, or can I just leave that the way that it is? How imperfect is acceptable? All right, let's see. Did I not write out all the names? It's cute, leave it, thank you. Yeah, Jean has accumulated so much stuff. So are you as excited as I am to just like bundle some of that stuff up? All right, where am I? All right, I gotta write some more out. So wow, doing this live is hilarious. It's like I've got to walk and chew gum at the same time. So what did I just do? I just did Jamie Coslow. Should cross them out when they're done. All right, so Julie Rothstein is good. All right, I'm on Susie Schechter. All right, let me write. Okay, so here's how I do this. I'm going to start with the last name in the bottom, and I know I have to leave room. So I've got to leave room for where this is going to go. So I've got to start like over here. All right, I did not think I was going to get that on the first try because that is a very long name and this is a very small card, but somehow I managed to get that in there. All right, so then I'm going to put her first name, which is Susie, and I've got to think about how is this going to look good on top of this. So I'm putting that S there. So I know I just did that really fast, but what I'm thinking of is how is the first name going to sort of fit like a puzzle piece above the second name, you know, in a way that it just doesn't look funky. It looks like it belongs together. So, all right, now I can watercolor that in. Let's see the comments. I don't have any vintage photos or anything at all for Jack's class. Do you think it's going to be necessary? No. In fact, I'll tell you a secret. In Jack's bundles, he actually recommends using a lot of printed photos. So that's a secret that I'm revealing here live on YouTube. So there's a lot of places to just print off vintage photos. If you have a laser printer, I would recommend that over an inkjet printer, because obviously if you bundle something and it gets all wet and you're using an inkjet printer, you're going to create, I think you're going to create kind of a mess. So if you've got a laser printer, there's a lot of places, including Jack's website, where you can go and download incredible vintage photographs. So you really never need to have vintage photos. You can even scan your own family photos and print those off, which I've done in the past. And I think I'm definitely going to throw in some of my family photos because personally I prefer that over randos, but either way, you're going to have really cool looking stuff if you print photos. And if you have photos that are scanned or that you've downloaded from somewhere, you can resize them before you print them. I think it's pretty easy. I think most people know how to do this at this point. I am not the most digitally technical person, but I have somehow managed to resize photos, which is a miracle, and get them printed out. But you don't have to print like all tiny photos, because actually you'll see when you watch the lessons, you'll see Jack is kind of a magician. He's a magician. Do you guys talk to yourself as you make art? Or sing to yourself? Let's see. Yeah. You know what else? Jack has them free on his website, and Angela Kennedy actually has a Facebook group, that is completely dedicated entirely to free vintage photos. I don't remember the name of it, but if you go into the Fodder Challenge group and you look for maybe the word vintage photos, you will see that the name, Angela mentions the name of her Facebook group. I can't even imagine how many thousands and thousands of photos are in Angela's group. But yeah, there's lots and lots of easily available, incredible vintage photos of humans that are available for crafters and artists. Oh, Jean sings. I wish that going live on YouTube was like going live on Zoom, but it's not. I wish I could hear you guys. So I think I'm gonna go live on YouTube a lot more. This is kind of fun. All right, that one came out good. One of the things I have to be really careful about when I do hand lettering is my spelling, because I tend to get very distracted and misspell things. I'm not a great speller anyway. It's one of my challenges in life is spelling. So I'm gonna have to be real careful here to spell these names right. Okay. Alrighty. Carla's asking if it's hard as a lefty. You naturally write backhand, so you slope to the left. So yeah, lefties lettering, it's definitely more challenging. I mean, one of the things you could do with hand lettering is you can just do everything backwards. Is that what you mean by backhand? Like I could actually start this by painting over the letters that are on the right and make my way backwards, and that way I don't have to worry about the smudging. And that's the beauty of like penciling it in first, is I can just follow my lines, and because there's no thick and thin here, I'm just literally following the lines. Sort of, mostly following the lines. If I don't like how the lines are, I can correct things. What are you guys working on? Do you guys do this? Do you guys do this like thing where you guys turn on YouTube and craft at the same time? Or do you guys just look for YouTube videos to watch? This is what I don't understand. I know I really do not understand YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber and I don't exactly understand YouTube. But I actually think YouTube Live is a pretty freaking excellent possibility here. But then I have to like fill all this space and talk the whole time. So tell me guys, does the person doing the YouTube live have to keep talking, or can I also work quietly while you guys work? Is that because it's a lot to fill the space? That one came out really cute. Can you guys see that? So who knew, Crafty Tulip? Who knew that I could just turn on live and try to fill space for other crafters? Crafty Tulip, do you have your own YouTube channel where you go live? How does that work? Does everyone have their own channel? Oh my God, wait, you go live with a friend of yours and it's fun? So just the two of you guys go live? Where have I been? Where have I been? Ooh, I don't like how far to the left that S is. I'm grabbing a new card. Okay, that's crazy, Jean. I don't know anything about YouTube. I think I'm gonna hire a YouTube consultant to teach me all the magic of YouTube. And I think the YouTube consultant is gonna be my daughter. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? She needs a summer internship, and I'm like, you should just work for me. Like, this is crazy. Come work for me and teach me about YouTube. Oh, that would be so funny. All right. You're not a talker. So sometimes I feel like talking, but other times I feel like being really quiet. All right, I think I'm going to do that backward writing again. That worked really well. All right, who's going to be on the Zoom at 1 o'clock? Who's going to be on the Zoom in a little bit less than an hour? Okay, is there something I can turn on that will create subtitles? Okay, there's a CC, closed subtitles, unavailable, it says. Okay, it's unavailable. Thanks, Jean. So that's something I've got to figure out. If I do this live thing regularly, I'm going to have a lot to figure out. That's why I'd like to hire my daughter to do all the figuring out and then let her figure it all out. I'm tired of figuring everything out. Oh, that looks cute. Yes, Evan can help me. You guys know I'm like helpless with this stuff. But yeah, you're so right. Evan can help me. Evan can help me do everything. Evan is 21 or 22. He can figure out everything that frustrates me. He's such a good kid. Yay, my Ruffled Dreams is going to be on our Zoom. Ugh, that S is really too far away from that E. Okay, how can I make it make more sense? Okay. Do you guys see that? My kerning is not good on this one. I might decide that that's too imperfect. But other than that, it looks really good. Okay, that was a little bit of a bummer. But there's double the amount of place cards as there are people on the list. So that's nice. All right, I'm just going to stay on for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to go make myself a good lunch because it's been a morning and I deserve it. Okay, I'm going to do that one over because that S and that E looked really, really, really not good. All right, let's try that one again. All right, whoever it was that told me to go backwards, I don't know if you meant to tell me to go backwards, but I'm going to keep going backwards, finding that less stressful as a lefty. So you guys, tell me, if you go on someone's live on YouTube and they stop talking and all they're doing is quietly crafting, then what happens? Do you turn it off and like go find someone who's talking, or what? How does that work? All right, that's a little bit better. Okay, guys, since this was my first time and I was totally doing this spontaneously, I am going to say goodbye because my stomach is starting to growl. So thank you guys for joining us on my first ever, I think, YouTube live. And I will hopefully see you again in less than an hour on Zoom. And if you're not part of Fodder Challenge and I'm not gonna see you on the Zoom, then hopefully I see you on YouTube. So, okay, if you've watched this and you're interested in what the heck is going on, I am Wendy Solganik. My Instagram is willa.wanders. My Teachable school is willaworkshops.teachable.com. It's willa-workshops.teachable.com. I teach hand lettering. I teach watercolor painting, art journaling, mixed media collage art, oh, so much stuff. And I have all these amazing teachers who teach with me on my platform, Willa Workshops on Teachable. And I will see you very soon, again, either in less than an hour live on Zoom or back here on YouTube. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.